everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Veil with Adina. I am Adina, your resident hostess here on this channel, as well as your resident oracle, medium, prophetess, priestess, necromancer, woo lady, wise woman, and all of the things that people have called us throughout history. And I do all of those things on this channel. So if that's not your type of thing, then I invite you to leave just as peacefully as you've come. And if you do, like that kind of stuff, I invite you to stay and make yourself right at home. To all of my regular viewers, subscribers, blessed babies, bush watchers, and everybody in between, happy Sunday, happy day of the sun to all of you. I'm so happy to see you all. Hello, Life with Sammy, Sissy Barbie. How you guys doing? I am doing okay. I am recovering, child. But thank you. Mama Fakit. Hello, dear. You should have received your Gree. It was supposed to be there on the 7th. On the 2nd, I mean. Yes, Sissy. Happy day of the sun. It's nice and warm here. Today was so nice and warm and pretty. I went to breakfast this morning and we sat outside and it was so nice. Thank you, Sissy. I went to a car show last night. You hid it from the cat? I forgot. I will send another one just for the kitty. It'll just have catnip in it. I have to do the same thing I did with the other client whose kitty was drooling and slobbering all over it. So yes, if you get a Gree from me and you have a cat, please let me know. Especially any kind of Venus Gree because it has catnip in it. And so yes, I'll send you another one for your cat. I'll ship it tomorrow so that the cat doesn't feel the need to steal yours. It could just have its own catnip kitty bag. That might be a thing that I should... Catnip kitty bags. Hey, Trina. How's everybody's weekend go? You guys feeling good? Feeling great? I had a time last night, y'all. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and that's do hood rat shit with my friends. And by my friends, I mean cousins. I had a time. I did. I'm still in recovery, so I'll stay here till about 9, and then I got to go, honey. I am fighting for my life. Did I recover today? Bruh, let me tell you something about what you just asked me. I'm trying here. I'm trying. Did I meet anybody? Man, not anybody that I want to take home. Them niggas was pulling on me all night. Niggas was pulling on me all night. I felt hands on all over my thighs and my arms. I was being pulled every which way. All I heard was, "Hey, come here, excuse me. Hey, come here. Hey, come here. Hey, where you going? Hey, just A, B, C, just all night, child." The ninjas was, let me tell y'all, it must have been one of the performers, somebody that performed, sent they handler or they homeboy or somebody, because a man with all these diamonds and stuff walked up to me talking about my homeboy wanna holler, and it caught me off guard because I haven't heard that since high school. So I instantly laughed. I'm good for laughing in a man's face. Not even because I'm trying to be rude, but like I sometimes depending on how you catch me, I might not be able to control it. And when he hit me with the "my homeboy want to holler," I just laughed. I just laughed. I was like, is your friend in high school? That's literally what I said. And the young man was looking so perplexed. He was like, huh? And I'm just sitting here like, is he 12? Who does that? I asked the man, I was like, how old are you, sir? He said 38. I said, listen, me too. So you tell your homeboy, whomever he is. It wasn't nobody intimidated. I think it was one of the performers because he came from the area on the side of the stage where they had the little fence. So I guess if you were an entourage or a performer, you can sit back there until it's time to come up on the stage because it was easy access to the stage. But I was like, listen, let me tell you something. You tell your homeboy if he wants to holler at me, he has to come and approach me. I don't know who you are. I don't know who your homeboy is. What am I supposed to do with that information? Talk about my homeboy want to holler. I'm supposed to say, yeah. So then he said, okay, okay. He want to know if he can get your Instagram. Now, I get it. I get it. That's how y'all date now. Y'all exchange Instagrams. But that caught me aback too because I'm not of that generation. So I laughed in too because my first thought before I thought Dina, that's how the people exchange info nowadays. Let me block you before you get yourself hurt around here. How to impress older women? If you ain't got the sauce, you ain't got the sauce, man-made. You can't impress nobody in my chat, and I can't tell you. Women don't like men who ask women for advice impressing women. So you done caught, listen, you already out the game. But I told them, listen, I'm not on social media like that. Like I don't be on Instagram like that. I don't have a platform that's meant to attract men. So if he would like though, he can ask for my phone number. Like I wasn't even being mean, but I'm just saying, where is your friend? How you hollering for your friend and I don't know what he looks like? Your friend could be. And then I said, can your friend walk? Because I thought, well, maybe, he's in a chair or something. I said, can your friend walk? And the man laughed. He was like, man, you crazy. I'm thinking, I'm crazy. I'm 38 years old and somebody homeboy didn't approach me. Y'all don't ask for phone numbers no more? So he said, hold on, I'm finna go get him. I said, hold on. I said, listen, I'm gonna walk through this thing with my friends because I just got out here. And if y'all catch me again later on tonight, then hopefully your homeboy will be ready. Hold on. Nigga, don't you see all these bodies trying to be on me? Hold on for what? Time waits for no man. Your friend should have been out here. So I said, I'll tell you what, Sugar, if it's meant to be, then we'll catch up later. Because hold on. And my one of the girls that my cousin brought with her, she was like, you don't want to wait? He looked like he got money. I said, wait. For what? I didn't come out here to wait. Child, you can wait on him. You can. Let's slide. Let's walk through. So yeah, it was a time. And no, I don't know what happened to them after that. The child, I was floating around. I was on Pluto soon after that. Maybe took me about 10 minutes later, and I ain't know nothing. I ain't see nothing. So yeah, it was shit. But a time was had. It was. Where is my turban? Federal agent burner. Well, if you really are the feds, then you would know where my turban is because I had a conversation with someone about when I do wear them and where I don't. And y'all be lurking. Anyways, it's a let's chat. Happy Sunday, let's chat. So what do you guys want to chat about? I haven't been caught up on anything because I had a really busy week this week. And then I went straight into let my hair down a little bit. So I am just tuning back into the world. I don't know anything's going on, but whenever I do let's chat videos, I let you guys tell me what you want me to read on or look into. Hi, Mari, honey bunny, how are you? Can we do Ming, Lee, and Nikki? I want to know what's going on with these sisters. There is clearly issues. There it is. Clearly issues. Why did I imagine that Ming go to Cardi's show? Why? You know exactly why she went. doesn't need to be read into, but sure, I'll do it because it just looks pretty much like it is. But sure, I will. Let us see. Let me cleanse my hands, child. And you guys, whatever else you want to discuss, go ahead and put that in the chat too. Baby, turn on some Key Sweat and I'll ride what? Can I pray for Iranian people? Sure. I can. Now, I do agree with that, sissy. I do believe Hennessy would never. And in my opinion, I think that maybe even Cardi B couldn't even rock with that. I think Cardi B doesn't want any parts of that. I think she said something like that, like Ming needs help. But like I just feel like Ming is a little girl trying to be a grown woman, and she has a lot of pain and a lot of trauma that she still hasn't developed into finding emotionally mature ways to cope. So I think I do think Cardi B was right. She needs help. She seems like she lashes out in certain ways. She rebels. She's a hurt little girl. That's what I think of her, a hurt little girl who's throwing a temper tantrum. And to be honest, I don't see anything wrong with, thank you, Amir. I don't see anything wrong with Nicki Minaj putting her sister on ice. Let me tell you something, when it comes to my piece, especially if I'm the big dog in the family, then you gotta walk light. That's just the rules of engagement. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. If I'm the big dog in the family and I'm the only big dog and I'm a celebrity, then y'all better get in formation and not be out here embarrassing me. That's just what it is. I would never. I have very known famous people in my family. Well, they might not be anymore, like if you're not into sports. And first of all, I would never beg. I never beg. I never look at them like what they got. My lifestyle should change. And you'll never hear me talking about our personal business. If I care to know what they got going on, I just don't be giving a fuck about nothing but my own life, because I have my own. You know, when you focus on yourself, you tend to have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of productivity. And so I always got shit going on because I focus on my own motherfucking business. So, but if I'm the big dog in the family, y'all don't be out here acting a certain way. And if you think that, if you think you entitled to anything, I'm going to do everything for you until I get a whiff of entitlement, because that's where I'm going to have to put boundaries. You got to nip that in the bud. Hey, Q. Be a cheerful giver, but I will not give to entitlement. I will give when I'm good and ready. So you'll know that whatever I have, I give out of my own willingness to give, but not because you are entitled, because you are not. I don't care who you are. I got two sisters. They would never feel entitled. They still probably would never ask me for anything. They probably like, well, I probably have to say, why didn't you tell me you needed something? They'd be like, why would I? I never have before. They do it like that. Like we never asked each other for stuff. We not even like that in my family. Like, I don't even we close, but I don't know what they got going on their day to day, because unless they decide to share it or come to me and say, I need your advice or your help or something, or I mind my motherfucking business. I respect everybody's life enough to not overstep. So yeah, I don't agree with entitlement, and I agree with nipping that in the bud and creating boundaries, because if a person feels entitled to you and you got it like that, you have to not keep them close, because when they don't get something, they will try to hurt you in some way, whether it's your image or whatever. And so you have to kind of keep people, when you first see them, act a certain kind of way, you have to keep them at arm's length. And that's just on business. If you wanna, lead with emotion and stuff like that, being wealthy ain't really for you. Being powerful and rich and stuff like that ain't for you, because you have to make hard decisions, especially some that are non-emotional. So that's just my opinion on the mean thing. I think I listen, I wish my sisters would. If I'm the big dog like Nicki Minaj and my sisters went out there and did some shit like what she did, I ain't even gotta be a big dog. If my sisters tried me like that, I don't have ops like that. But if they found one and went and teamed up with them like that, man, if I didn't put hands and feet on them, then that'll be the only grace I could give. But they'll, I would have to put hands and feet on them, because that's the only way I can forgive them, is if I get it out my system and teach them what they did wrong, discipline them. Then I can move past it later. But if I don't put my hands and feet on them, try me like that, I will woo the fuck out of you. I will curse you. Like, I'll put you in a jar. Not a herder, not a hurtful curse, but I will, girl, I'll bring you some rainy days to your life. I will. I sure will. Because y'all have to learn. You have to learn how to treat people. Respect is due to everybody. I'm sorry, but Ming Lee, if I was Nicki Minaj, that hoe, yes, that hoe would never be able to speak my name again. Ever. Ever. I would Mariah Carey J-Lo her. I would never know her for the rest of my life. Never ever. Never ever, because you can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. Why would I bring you in my life if you would do some shiesty stuff? If people show you who they are, you better be wise to, life taught me that. You better be wise to say, okay, duly noted. All right. No, I think she's a little girl who's hurt, and hurt people hurt people. I think it's crazy that she's doing that while Nicki Minaj is being kicked left and right. Whether anybody agrees with why she's going through a hate train, she is. And my sisters better never. They bet not never. They bet not never. Because I'm their kids' auntie. And they would never do that to those kids. Because my nieces and nephews love me. So they would have to explain. They have to explain the lack of relationship between them and TT Dina. And they be vocal. If they ain't agree with their parents, they tell them. Because they have before. All right. We had a you get busy. I stay strapped too. So I just rather do the woo way, because I like to teach you a lesson that you and your ancestors gonna learn. I like to teach you a lesson that's gonna follow you into this lifetime and the next one. I like to stay in your DNA. Yeah. If it gets to that point where I feel like I gotta do something to you, then I want to do something generational. The box is hot. The box is the box is hot. The box is hot. They always hot around here. They always hot around here, especially after some of the last things I predicted in my last live came true, child. I can't even remember, but I remember seeing it. I don't keep up no more. They know what to lit read. And they probably be listening on my phone call, so they know about the ceremony I just did. And I don't know. The results haven't gotten in yet because I just did it. But if I pull this off, let me tell y'all, y'all talking about somebody price is going through the roof. I'm kidding. Kinda. But if I pull this off, I'm justified. I'm justified in charging whatever the fuck I want to do for certain ceremonies. There will be certain ceremonies that I do that will go up. Oh, I can talk about the Dwight Howard situation. Okay, let me get into me. All right, Most High Mother and Father God. Let me just read Ming Lee. I don't want to read. I don't want to read her because I feel like I don't want to read her energy. I feel like her energy is, I can't describe it. It's a way, it take me too long to describe it, but she has little girl energy, not little girl, little girl energy. And I don't be liking to read. I don't be liking to read that because I just can't relate with being a type of young woman that's young and experienced but couldn't be told nothing. I ain't never go through that. I'll listen to you and then I'll measure up whatever you tell me against, things that make sense. I'll be open-minded. I may not take your advice, but I don't know. She gives me little girl energy, and I don't like the little girls. Not little girls, not young women. Little girl. It's a thing. It's a certain, like, little girl, do not play with me. Them, the ones that you be having a little girl, listen. Jazz, none of the things that you guys typically get done is going to change. I said certain ceremonies, but it's not any of the things that you guys have gotten. None of y'all on here have gotten any kind of ceremony like that. It's already one of my more complex type of ceremonies and one of my more expensive, and none of y'all have had that kind of problem to get that kind of ceremony. I update y'all about the results if I pull it off. Now, I don't know. I'm humble enough to say I don't know. But if I do, I'm not going to brag because I don't necessarily want to explain what it was, but there will be signs. When I tell y'all that certain ceremonies are going up, just know that I came through and pulled a miracle off. We'll see. Because if I pull it off, it'll be a miracle indeed. I just felt like, why the fuck would y'all come to me with this, Apollo? This is a scheme that Todd set up. Okay. Ming. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for, first of all, allowing me to enjoy myself this weekend after being swamped. Spirit said, if you can make it through this week, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do this weekend because it's hard earned. I was running on fumes and steam, and that's it. But we pulled off all of our assignments. All right. Spirit, what's the energy surrounding Ming? Is it Ming Lee? That's one of Kimura's daughters. Ming Mirage, I suppose. Nicki Minaj's sister, Ming. Ming, Ming, Ming. I don't know why I like that word so much, but it makes me think of a sound. The name makes me think of a sound. Ming. Ming. So weird. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and the collective energy of Nicki Minaj's sister, Ming. Yes, that one. My spirit said, the one who went to Cardi B concert? Yep. All right, Ming, talk to me about why you slid to Cardi B's concert and what that experience was like for you. Did you get the results that you were looking for? If you were looking for any results, did you go to have a good time like you want grown people to believe you just did? Cardi B said you needed help or guidance or something. How does that feel? Talk to me about this situation with you going to Cardi B's tour to spite your sister, allegedly. And how's things going for you? I never read you before, but what's your life like as well? I'm sure it ain't good as it was a couple weeks ago before you pulled this stunt. And I think it backfired. I don't think anybody is co-signing that on either sides. Cardi's or Nicki Minaj's, but that's just what I think. Let's see. Come to Las Vegas and stay with you. I don't know you, sir. People get trafficked in Las Vegas. I don't know you. But I will come to Las Vegas and meet you at a coffee shop. The police station is where our first meet and greet can be. All right. Deaf? Listen, this tells me so many things. Now, I feel a little bit more comfortable with that, Tiara. And even then, if I come stay with you, I'm shaking some shit up. I'm unplugging video game consoles. I'm cooking Negro food with Negro spirituals in it. I'm taking your daughters outside to teach them how to fight and garden. I don't care if it's hot, okay? And then we're going to all sit at the table at the end of the night, and we're going to join hands and say something we're thankful for. And it's not going to be on Thanksgiving, and we're going to eat collard greens, mixed actually, mustards and collards together with smoked neck bones, stovetop hot water cornbread, oxtails, because I had that tonight, fried pork chop, smothered pork chop, ribs. I don't even eat chitlins, but I'm going to put some on the table. It's going to be real Negro-ly over there. Not saying it's not, but y'all need a dose of Negro spiritual. So that's what's going to happen if I come over there. And I'm taking the kids nigga knocking after dinner because it's an integral part of what should be their childhood experience. It's cultural. They haven't learned certain things. I'm sure of it. In Vegas, what are y'all ain't nigga knocking in Vegas? You eat chitlins? I don't even eat them. I was playing, Tierra. I didn't mean to take me serious on that one. You eat chitterlinks? I don't even do that. Oh, I was just playing. Unhand me. Oh, unhand those pig bowels. You've already been with the black woman. Nick, I don't get your ass out here. Nick, I'm going to leave you in here, but don't do that. I don't care nothing about you being with black women. Do I look like I give a fuck about that? You sound like you have a fetish. And I don't want to stay with you even more now because you have a fetish for black women and you might not let me go. The hell no. Nick, no. Tierra, I sleep at Tierra house first because Tierra is a woman and she married with kids. So ain't nobody trying to get me. You taking me for a Italian food? You must have been on that live where I gave the kidnappers the key to kidnapping me and I said it was food. Oh. Notice how I just stopped? You mean food. I'm good and kidnapped, y'all. Can you make me something? No. Now you're doing too much. You want to kidnap me and poison me? Hell no, Nick. I got to block you in 10 seconds. Because I know trafficking when I see one. Can you cook for me so I can take a bite and go night-night, nigga? No. Absolutely not. I don't know you like that. You don't know what I'm talking about. Let me get on. Anyways, because look, this is probably why the death card came out. No, sir. No. See, my spirits don't yah. Nick. The feds watch just this channel. You walk like, nah, I don't know. Nobody, I don't know you. You want me to stay at your house and you want to cook my food and you don't know me? And make me a queen? How you gonna make me a queen? How can you make me a queen? I can make you something. Now you finna get blocked because you can't make me anything, honey, but annoyed. I'm way off base. No, I'm telling you, You cannot make me something that you don't have the power to make me. Okay? I can knight you, but you cannot make a goddess, a queen. I was born this way. You can't make me anything. You can't promote me to some level that you don't have the power. That's my job. I would have knighted you if you wasn't on here trying to traffic me. Get the hell out of here. Ming, you fucked around and found out, and in my opinion, since this is a death card, Nicki Minaj ain't gonna never fuck with you again. It'll have to be something drastic for her to deal with you off the strength of, because that's my family. Other than that, you're good as done in her book. But I believe, girl, I don't did you think that this was gonna go easy? You wasn't thinking. You ain't even 25 yet, is you? Is you 25 yet? Baby, this gives me worse than justice, because that's consequences and actions. This is a permanence. There's still life after death because you guys are family, which is why it's death. You have been permanently cut off, but you guys are family. So if you in a bind, like a life or death, she might come through. She might send an assistant. But in my opinion, you good as dead in her book to her. And in my opinion, rightfully so. Because I used to play around with stuff like that, like because of relationships, I would let people who blatantly didn't value our relationship the way I was trying to play with me. And I would say stuff like, I can't do anything because that's my family, but they do the thing. And then you feel like you can't even defend or protect yourself out of a loyalty that wasn't shown to you. I was that way up until 2 years ago. One of the best and the worst things that happened to me was betrayal by people that I considered family. Best and worst thing that could have ever happened to me, because ain't nobody ever gonna be able to play with me the way they did. So they won that little one thing because I've already made peace with my spirits. I'm gonna hate them forever. I ain't gonna never let nobody else play with me like that. I ain't gonna never spend the rest of my life making sure somebody suffer. But them two I will. And I make peace with that. They come into the grave with me. Absolutely. But after that, it was a necessary experience. There's no one that can play with me, not even a little bit no more. I had to check my sisters, who I love dearly, and it hurt my feelings to do it. And I didn't do it disrespectfully, but when they tried to pull a dynamic that used to work, a little team up, two against one, saying how they felt and thought I was going to back down once they asserted how they felt. And I said, I don't give a fuck how y'all feel. That's not even me. I would have never said that to my sisters, because I would have never wanted to hurt their feelings by being so assertive, even if I was rightfully so. But I'm getting too old for that. So you don't let people play with you. The older you get, the less tolerance you have for BS from anybody. Nikki older than me. I ain't hit 40 yet, and I'm telling you, I don't have time, because at this age, you know exactly what you're doing. And if this person is close to you, they've been in your life for a long time, they know how you like to be treated and how you don't like to be treated. So once they start acting funny, it's a choice. Nip it. Nip it. You know, stress gives you health issues. And at my big old age, who got time for that? Who got time for that? This is my body. Y'all don't even like me enough to look after my feelings. So, no. This on the bottom. Ming, this is a failed entrapment that you tried. It's stuck, but it's in reverse, because you tried to be a little devil, but now you stuck because you tried to go to the other side thinking the other side was petty enough, but you found out that Cardi B has limits. And because Cardi B's sister would never do something like that, that's why I think she don't respect it. Like, that's different. All her homegirls, stylists, hairdressers, they can come and do that. But that sister shit, I think even Cardi B was like, bitch, that is low down. I would never. Hennessy would never. Challenging, the world card. This is the concert. The concert is in a challenging position because that's what got her permanently cut off between both parties. Cardi B says you need help. Your sister, I knew how she felt. So now you just stuck in the middle looking dumb. You played yourself. Congratulations, girl. In my opinion, because this is in a past position, you've done things before to spite your sister. This is success and victory. This person is powerful. They drive this chariot. They can have emotions, but this is the thing I was talking about some people not meant for wealth and power, because this is how you have to. This is the card. It's ruled by Cancer, but you don't see anything Cancerian in this card, anything tender in this card. You see a charioteer, and they look very ambitious, in control. Now, this is a great way for tarot to teach you a lesson about wealthy, powerful, or rich people, or celebrity people. They have feelings. They have compassion. They love their family and all of that. But if you don't have some form of an empire that you have to control, whether it be an image, a brand, anything like that, a career that revolves around you, then yes, you are self-centered because you are the show. You're the paycheck. You're how you get paid. And usually everybody around you has to be an employee, and they need to serve a purpose. Your family also serves a purpose. They're your family. They keep you grounded. You don't typically need them like in your day-to-day, because you need them to just be your family. That's your outlet where you want to ground yourself and connect again. And that's the part where it can start looking like this. Glorilla and her sisters and her family. Glorilla has to be selfish until she gets enough wealth to share. She is an artist, so she's going to have to take money to look like a celebrity. To the outsiders, she looked like she popping and she's balling. To her, she's now starting to look like she's showing up for the job she's actually doing. She's now looking like a celebrity. But that doesn't mean that she has the abundance. But the people that ain't never been there, only been from the outside looking in, they're like, oh, you live in the lifestyle. But that image is a part of selling her so that she can actually get the money. You know, you got to sell the image and the idea first. Then you get the money. So Nicki Minaj, to become the household name, Nicki Minaj, you can have feelings, but you also have to learn when to check them and then when to play into them. At this type of level, when you're running your own empire, even if you're an entrepreneur, certain conversations you can't have with people who've only ever been employees. That's no shade, but it's a difference in mindset. It's a difference in how you have to move. And so they don't get it sometimes. They just don't. So Nicki Minaj has had to be a certain way. And she has made a lot of enemies because of that, because a lot of people feel entitled to her. In the industry, I think she got the reputation as a bitch, and she probably is. But I believe early on, she realized that her brand of personality garnered a very definite reaction from people. I think she came in very braggadocious, very confident. She came in popping shit. When you have that kind of personality, you actually have to be very much a predator, because people will want to humble you. Even if you just walk around just saying, hey, if even if you don't even know that you're giving off confidence, but you are, somebody will see that as ego or something, and then they'll want to humble you, and you might actually be insecure. So I think she has grown a certain type of way of, or a shell. Is the Cancer card. Cancer is ruled by the crab. So on the inside, I think she is still very sensitive. But I think because of the nature of the beast that she's in, she's had to create or develop a very hard shell, even with family, because you don't become an A-list name like Nicki Minaj without finding out how money, power, and fame changes people around you just as it changes you. Everybody talks about how they would or wouldn't treat their sister until you are a household name. And then you start watching the closest people to you start changing before you when you just want to stay the same with them. But they change too. The dynamic changes either way. And because most people who feel that way have not been the star of their family, so you're looking at it a different way. You're looking at it from the person that got left behind, so to speak, because you can relate to that. But what about the person in the family who becomes the name or the brand of the family? The first one to blow up in that way. And then to have the whole family looking at you differently. Even if they don't ask you for certain things, one of the first things you may notice might be a slight joke. All right, big money. No harm in that, right? But in my opinion, that's a seed. That shows the way they're starting to see you now. If they wasn't calling you that before, and then you all of a sudden got big and rich, that would be my first red flag of things about to get sticky. Yes, big money, even if it's a congratulations, that big money stuff, because now they're looking at you like big money. What if you don't have it yet? What if you just only have the celebrity, which usually comes before the money? But now your family is like, big money, what's up? Ain't asked you for nothing yet, but it's coming. What if, even before you blew up, you never thought that your family was good at business? So then you become a business person, and then all of a sudden everybody wants a job. What if you say no? And then it gets on the blog. Such and such doesn't want to give their family a job. Now you look bad. Family ain't never worked nowhere in corporate, worked down at the plant all their life. But you blow up and now they want a salary working for you, doing a job that they've never done before. So that's why I say you actually do have to even acquire a shell, even with the same people that you just want to stay the same, because they don't. If you change and you become rich and stuff, yes, your family is going to become entitled, even if they don't say it. They're going to expect it. If it's your nuclear family, they will. And you probably will do things for them, but they will expect it. My sisters would never ask me for anything, but if I blew up and I didn't do anything for them, even if they didn't hold a grudge, they would definitely be thinking like, you ain't shit. And I would be. I don't think the issue was ever that Nicki Minaj didn't do anything for me. This tells me that's not it. This tells me that there would never be anything Nicki Minaj could do to satisfy me. If Ming asked me Nicki Minaj for $1 million and Nicki gave it, she would ask for something else. Because what this tells me the issue is the fact that her sister is a star. Ming also wanted to get into music. Now, to me, that doesn't look like I'm inspired by my sister. That looks like I want what she has. That's a dangerous game. I learned that from my ex-best friend, Natasha, because she outright said that to me. I want what you have. I want to be just like you. And I thought it was harmless. Yes, dangerous because the only thing that would appease somebody like that is to see your downfall. I'm telling you, y'all ain't got to understand it now, but listen to wisdom. A person like that, they'll never get enough because what they want is something intangible. They want what you got. They want what you're known for. You the first person to get famous out of the family, and you've been famous for 20 years and nobody else out of the family is famous. Then she pops up like, put me on. But if you were supposed to be on, you would have gotten on through your talent the same way your sister did. And you wouldn't have to be angry at her for not opening doors for you, because that's what she wants. Whether she's talented or not, she feels like my sister can do this for me. She should position me. I don't believe Nicki Minaj respects that when it comes to music, and I believe she's very fair across the board when it comes to music or people in music. She respects talent. And I think her issue is, just because you're my sister doesn't mean the talent is shared. And how many of you guys have seen talented entire families? I mean, even Nepo babies, they usually don't have the talent that their parent had to make them famous. So they usually just want you to open up doors for them either way because you can. I don't think Nicki Minaj respects that in music. I think if she wanted to go somewhere else and make a name, Nicki probably would have supported that. But in music, I just think she feels like, why would I do that and you're not good at music? And Ming would probably come out sounding like a version of Nicki Minaj. So I think that this is an irreconcilable a difference. And this card specifically means this is a relationship that could work, but one party is in it for ulterior motives, and it's bound to fail. I learned that when Portia and Simon got married, and I personally just by myself read what their marriage was going to look like, this was their outcome. Watching how everything played out, I understood. And Portia is a Cancer. So she was the one who was in it for all the wrong reasons. And that's why I was never going to last. Because Simon couldn't have done enough for Portia. Once the perks ran out, it was going to fail. Once Nikki didn't give Ming what she wanted, it failed. That's what this card is. So this is irreconcilable differences, in my opinion. But it's been that way. So why Ming decided to do it now, in my opinion, was because it's a Nikki hate train right now. Ming, in my opinion, everybody's looking at you like a little girl. In my opinion, even the person that you went to spite your sister, I think she said you need some guidance. That's what this is. Like an older person, an older child or even adult giving flowers to a child. So it's almost like Cardi B is like, bless her heart, po baby. She's just a young girl out here throwing a temper tantrum, just lost and hurting in the world, bleeding all over the place, just hurt. I think she did that because she feels like, and maybe even she said that Cardi B wouldn't do her sister like she did that, but that's why it didn't work for you. Cardi B understood, and I don't think it was out of anything other than you have to put your family on so that they don't spite you. Cardi B was smart in that regard. She keep her close family with her. So she say it's always cousins and stuff at her house. She put her sister up. That doesn't necessarily mean it's because that's exactly what she wanted to do out of the kindness of her heart. If anything, and in my opinion, based on the relationships that Cardi B makes with media and blogs, Cardi B did that because she wants to make sure that everybody is appeased so that nobody can come and do what you did when she says no. And to be honest, I would do the same thing. I get on, I get a little bit of clout, money, fame. I'm definitely going to cut everybody off. A lump sum. Yes, yes. Everybody you get a check, you get a check, you get a check. And it's going to be a pretty penny too. Big enough to where they feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be forever grateful for this. That's what I need. Because I don't need you getting mad about the fact that you can't keep up with my lifestyle and then doing things to spite me. So I'm gonna break you off a nice lump sum off up front, and I'm giving perks too. I'm giving perks. I'm gonna give it to them up front. Nobody ain't gonna have no time to ask me for shit. I'm gonna keep them busy and occupied and distracted. Because the minute you don't, it's gonna be the ones closest to you that know you the best, that know all of your, your embarrassing secrets. That's gonna do it. It ain't gonna be the old friend from high school who didn't like you. No, it's gonna be the sister, the cousin, the parent. So Ming Lee is going to look like a little girl, in my opinion, to the people in the industry. And in my opinion, it's only because Cardi B rejected her deposit. If Cardi B went with the shenanigans, then everybody else would be seeing this as a yes, Ming. This baby, and I have to call her this because she's a little girl. This child has a lot of hurt and unresolved problems with her sister. They do have a lot of issues within their family. They don't even have the same both parents. I get it. They're not full, they don't have the same both of the parents. They didn't grow up together like that. So it may never be, the type of relationship that you see with other sisters, but this is emotional. So Ming can't get past emotions and her feelings about things. And it's in my opinion that she likes to do things to spite her sister. In my opinion, this isn't the first time she's done something to spite her sister. Baddies? Baddies? Anybody? Which is why listen, I have my sister. I ain't gonna do you in, but I'm gonna pay somebody to rough you up a little bit and teach you a lesson. So you gonna get snatched through in a van, beat up a little bit, a couple punches. Don't hurt them too bad, but you gonna have to learn a lesson fucking with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna let you call me to bail you out of it. And I'm gonna do it. So you feel like I saved the day and I taught you a lesson. Have somebody kidnap your ass just so you can call me for the ransom. And I'm gonna have it set up. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna come full pay it too. Yep. And you're gonna learn 2 lessons that day. One, the silent one is to not play with me because you ain't gonna know I did it. But the other one is I love you and I'm gonna always have your back no matter what. That's the part that you need to live with. They beat her up on the show. She's a little girl out here in an adult world with a lot of, feelings and emotions still. A lot of puberty still. And hurt people do messy shit. And the people who do the most grimy shit be the ones with the least lethal hands. People that can fight don't want to get in no drama. They just be wanting to chill, vibe, and have a good time. Because when you know you can hurt somebody, you don't really want to go around being a bully. You don't. You just want people to leave you alone and mind your business. So I could have told her she was going to get beat up because she do too much yapping. The Lovers. I think Cardi was gracious with her, probably treated her really nice with the utmost respect, probably let her vent all night. In my opinion, she did. In my opinion, she vented. In my opinion, she told Cardi whatever she thought Cardi would use against her sister. In my opinion, whatever that's salacious that she knows, the worst thing, she went and told it. And in my opinion, that's what made Cardi probably felt like under any circumstances other than this, I would love this tea, but this is so sad. I feel like Cardi feel like I can't even get down with this. This is just too sad. I'm telling, whatever business she knew to tell, I'm sure she told it. And Cardi B just sitting there like, God bless your soul, bless your heart. In my opinion, Cardi B seen all these people that was in Nikki camp coming out. And in my opinion, if she has any soft spot for Nikki, it's because of all the people that be lurking around Nicki Minaj to do her in. And that's just something I feel from Cardi. I feel like Cardi be like, damn, that bitch ain't got nobody around her loyal to her. That's fucked up. Like, I don't think she gonna cry for her, but I think she like, that's fucked up, though. That's fucked up. Because Cardi got a lot of loyal people around her, but Cardi will spend that bread, in my opinion. She spend that bread. She shared a love, so don't nobody have no reason to complain. And that's a strategy. It is. Sometimes you just gotta appease people so that they don't have time to stab you in the back if you know that you stuck with them, like, cause they're your family. In my opinion, them the ones that you gotta pay it with your family, because if you don't, Ming, Brorilla, some of the Jackson brothers, I mean, the list goes on. It be your own people, so you gotta pay them. You gotta pay them because they gonna do you in. Nobody else is gonna feel more entitled than your nuclear family. External to Ming. Yes, Nikki cut you off before. Yes, baddies, I don't know if they still will have anything to do with you. You didn't bring in the hype. If anything, you just made their relationship with Nicki Minaj bad. Ming Lee, the industry is not going to side with you. This is just my opinion based on this. This is the industry seeing you. They're not going to see it for you. Even if they don't see it for Nikki, they won't see it for you. People that's serious in the industry, they don't respect that because they all have family. The big name, the industry that she wants to be in, they all understand Nicki Minaj. They all have become famous and understand how people change as you change, as your lifestyle changes. So nobody's going to get down with this because these are all people who've had to go through probably the same things. Ming, that's your problem. This isn't just something that, you can use against your sister because all of these celebrities probably have had to deal with this. So they get it. And if they endorse you, then that's going to set the precedence for one of their cousins or somebody to come out, and then the industry got to endorse them too. So no, they not that's a silent law that the industry just don't do, and that's support clout chasers. And if y'all think Brorilla had success, she did not. Having internet blog success, that ain't nothing. That ain't shit. And her 15 minutes is up. Y'all hear from her still? Oh. Hopes and fears is that Nicki Minaj don't help her. She wanted her sister's help. Not help. She wanted her sister to open the way, remove challenges. I don't want to come up the same way because I think Nikki said she didn't have any handouts. This is saying I don't want to come up the same way. I don't have to. You did, so that I don't have to. And some people are okay with that. Some people will say, I did all of this so that y'all don't have to. And some people will say, get it out the mud just like I did. That builds character. It builds, all the things you need in this industry. Outcome, loss for Lee, loss for me, just an L. This is my L card. And her outcome is the biggest L. You went and spilled all that tea, and Cardi B said, po that. Po that. Oh, you went and told all kinds of stuff to Cardi B, and I don't think she gonna even use it because that was just too shady, too shisty. Cardi B seems to abide by some street codes, and I don't think this is one that she gonna touch because she seems to have like a respect for certain codes. So you couldn't go to the brim doing some shit that she just can't respect. Okay, it's the brim, and I'm sure that made her, if anything, that made her call send a text to Hennessy that said, bitch, if you ever. And Hennessy was probably somewhere in her bed like, bitch, if I ever what? And Hennessy was like, Cardi was like, just don't worry about it, just know, bitch, if you ever. And then when it came out, Hennessy was like, oh, that's what you was talking about. Girl, I would never. We'll just fight. I'll bite your whole finger off. And then we'll come out the elevator like nothing happened, like Solange and Jay-Z and Beyonce now. But you'll never know. Y'all will never know. I wish my sisters would. I'm telling you, I put a hit on them. Don't bruise their face or nothing permanent, but take them through that a little bit. Scare them. Yeah, big mob boss energy. Anybody can get it. Y'all better, if I'm the one that's putting the family on and everybody eating off me, then it's my show. You know how your parents say, if I pay the bills and you in my house, you listen to my rules. If I am the house that the family lives in and eats off of, then my motherfucking rules. Don't talk to no blogs. Y'all gonna be under NDAs. I do sue. My family know that. I ain't never sued none of them, but they know I'm about it. So I don't think any of them would do no shit like that. Because if you sign a contract with me, I don't give a fuck who you are. You have to learn. I'm a Libra. You have to learn lessons. I get karma instantly. So everybody else has to. I'll put my mama on the NDA. Will. Like if I get any bigger than what I am now to where I have to put people on NDAs. Oh, yes. Hell yeah. Especially my daddy. Yes, the one who said he didn't care about me dying or something like that, child. He'll be the first one to try to get clout off of me because my daddy wants to be an artist himself. Yes, he's 66. So if I get any piece of clout, y'all gonna hear from my daddy first. He ain't gonna have nothing bad to say, but you gonna know that I'm his child. He gonna be all in the blogs. Yeah, my daughter Adina. Yeah, it's my firstborn. Yeah, I talk to her every day. The apple of my eye. Yep, we bestest of friends. Yeah, that's my daughter Adina. And by the way, I just dropped this tape. You want to hear it? Here it go, child. So yes, he definitely. And the problem is, I might have to just take him out because my daddy ain't gonna respect that. He did 20 years in the feds. He gonna look at that NDA, look, bitch, please. I survived the feds for 20 years, bitch, please. That fuck ass paper out my face. Fuck you in that. He don't cuss like that, but yeah, bitch, please. And if I sent somebody for him, he the type of Scorpio who, Listen, listen, oh God, my daddy would be a perfect assassin because he's got it naturally. All the things that people train for at assassin school, he's a natural. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Through and through. If you were to try to, if I was to send somebody to get my daddy, he's the type who he would get the drop on them first. And you would think that you surveilling him while he's surveilling you. And yes, you would walk into a trap fucking with my daddy. You would. I be done got y'all fucked up. I send them people on a suicide mission fucking with my daddy. He'll get the drop. Do y'all know that's how he went to prison? Let me tell y'all this story real quick. For the people who be saying how come don't well, ho, why is you here? If I give you a headache, why is you here on my platform? I'm curious though. And I'm gonna yap some more and then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna talk all the shit that I want to. I ain't gonna block you. I'm gonna let you sit right here and see. Cause your problem is I'm sitting here looking beautiful. And you probably ugly as fuck. Like a cave beast. You probably look like the landfill. I don't care what kind of unlike button you look for. You gonna get more that you bargain for because you here being a hating ass hoe. And why would a hating ass hoe be on my, like, why do that? Just sitting here seething, ain't it? This whole time you've been sitting here seething, talking about finding the unlike button, but you been here? That's physicotic. Y'all remember Jim Jones' mama? Physicotic. That's crazy as hell. How I'm rude? I ain't been rude yet. Hoe? Hoe? Ugly ass hoe? Troll ass hoe? Stank ass hoe? Wildebeest? I mean, girl, take a pic. Spirit, why was how long was that person sitting here talking about, bitch, how long was you sitting in here seething? Spirit, that person that just got deleted. Y'all don't know how I feel these days. I hate y'all hoes. I hate y'all trolls. I do. Because if you're not a bot, meaning if you're not the computer, you mean you mean to tell me you a human being? You a human being that choose to just sit somewhere, being a monitoring spirit, stomach turning in a knots. How do you have, like, how does that not physically affect your body when you sit around somebody that you don't like? It don't make, like, everybody has had to be around somebody that don't like it. You don't physically feel that. A whole ass monitoring spirit. I can't stand y'all. Fucking troll. Been here this whole time trolling. But what made you decide to pop out? That's interesting. Justice in reverse. Look at all this. Just a hoe. Just hoe. And I don't call promiscuous people hoes. I call hoe ass people hoes. Somebody tried to take out Rihanna. Like I was saying though, the reason why it's smart for none of them young men to go down and support Lil Durk at his trials, because that's how y'all niggas be getting on the police radar. That's how that's how the feds found out about my dad. He would have been laid low. But when the feds did a sweep, they didn't have him on the radar because he wasn't one of the drug dealers. He was the brain. So he didn't get his hands dirty like that. But because he showed up at all of their court dates and stuff like that, they started looking at him. Who is that one? Who is that one? Who's that one? But you know what else? He noticed them noticing him. So I told y'all this before. When they start following my daddy, he got a drop on them and he started following them back. That's why I said I can't send nobody on that kind of mission with my daddy because he gonna get the drop on y'all. And y'all, listen. I can't help y'all if he finds y'all first. Because he'll snipe. He'll lay down in some bushes a few yards away and hit your ass. So that's how I ended up in the feds. That's how I ended up in the feds. All right. Somebody shot at Rihanna. Let's see. Let me Google it first to see if it's true tea or if it's just internet fodder. How you come sit in somebody else's platform and then after sitting in there for about an hour talk about hitting the unlike button? You gonna hit it now? After you done soaked up a whole reading? Now you wanna hit it? Bitch, you've been in here parlaying this whole time. All right. Rihanna. Gun. Just gunfire. Oh, this is CNN, so it's for real. Gunfire at Rihanna's house. Bloop, 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 bloop. Results in arrest. So the person got arrested. What y'all want me to read on it for? The person is arrested. The information is out there. What can I say? Y'all just be wanting me to do commentary on stuff. Y'all got to go to a T page or something where they do commentary. If I can't get to the bottom of nothing, why am I discussing this? Y'all just be wanting to talk about stuff. Oh, was it a hit? Now that's a good question. There you go. Ask me a question. Because I don't just be caring to talk about stuff. That's what y'all can go to the commentary pages and stuff like that, the T pages. A person has been arrested after a gun was repeatedly fired towards the home of Rihanna. If it wasn't a hit, if it was a hit, it wasn't from a big dog, because she'd have been hit. That sounds like a crazy person. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed that a shooting incident happened at 1:20 p.m. on a Sunday, not after Sunday dinner. That's supposed to be when everybody chilling. They said that between 5 and 7 shots were fired, and those shots hit the gate to the house, but not the house itself. Doesn't sound like a hit, sounds more like a message. And that there were no injuries, although there were people in the house. Police said a woman in her 30s was taken into custody. Child. Oh my. That's what was going on in the world. I've been on Pluto Mars. She alive. She alive, sissy. It's okay. She's here. She's safe, I think. All right, well, let's take a look. Why are the trolls here so much today? Like, what did I do? I don't think I just read on. I didn't do no politics or I didn't drop no gems today. It's just strange. Y'all know I only get the trolls like this when I'm telling something they don't want me to tell. But in my opinion, never mind. I can't talk. I'm under a personal NDA about some things. But if I know like y'all know, I troll me too. And because I know where the trolls come from, because sometimes they'll say things to give themselves away. Yes, even the trolls will say something to give themselves away and be able to let me tell exactly who they are, or at least who they're working for. A troll said something one time that I know only Big Brother would be able to see or know, because it had to do with something in my personal phone. And somebody said something in a troll said something in my live one time, and I thought, oh, okay, the feds is lurking. That's why I say all the time, the feds be lurking, because it's a troll who says something that only somebody that is able to tap into my phone would be able to know or say to me. And I peeped it. I ain't say nothing. I just blocked them. But that's the first, and this took place almost a year and a half ago. So they be lurking. They be lurking around here. I don't just say that because I'm paranoid. No, they lurk. All right. Rihanna. And they only lurk around here the way they do because they're a fan of my gift. But they got to watch how we use it around here. They want to make sure I'm not starting a revolution. You know, they say it ain't going to be no more black messiahs after they got rid of Malcolm, or was it Tupac? So they watch, make sure ain't no more revolutions, no more real awakenings. You know, they'll give you Jasmine Crockett. They'll give you all the politicians and influencers, I mean, celebrities. But they watch the ones with their boots on the ground. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Told y'all my daddy know how to surveillance people surveilling him. Now, I'm my daddy child. I'm his firstborn. So, whatever gifts he had, I got them times 10. All right, Most High. They don't say the woman's name, so I suppose I'll just read and see what that situation was about. All right. Oh, and this was in Beverly Hills. See, I was thinking nobody would have did this in Barbados. They would have been caught before that. Somebody would have seen them bebopping, walking down the path to Rihanna's house and, hey there, where you going? No, they wouldn't let nobody even walk that way. They're going to be thinking, we don't know that person. We ain't never seen them on the island. And that's the way to Rihanna's house. Hell nah. My tooth gap bigger than my boob gap. I get my gap from my daddy. All serpents have a gap. I just told y'all, my daddy firstborn. Don't play with me. Anyways. Now, Beverly Hills makes more sense because she can get touched a little bit more by the Hollywood types in Beverly Hills. In my opinion, I would never go there. I would never go there. I'd send Jennifer to do all my business. And if I did, I don't know, I wouldn't stay there. I would sell my home in LA. And Rihanna should know that by now. She should know the situation she's in with her management company. She should know how they act. Like, I don't know why they just be, I don't know why they move like this. Because as soon as they show you how they get down, nah, I would not stay around in LA. That's like the place for celebrities to get this kind of stuff happen to them. She's safe in Barbados. Don't stay in LA, in your LA home, girl. Rent you a place where ain't nobody gonna know you staying, but not at your house where everybody know where you stay. Y'all keep playing in LA. I don't even want to go there to visit. I don't know if I like the energy there. I just don't want to be around a bunch of superficial people. I'm dark skinned. I heard y'all not kind to my type out there. So nah, hell nah, hell nah. Ain't nobody gonna disrespect me. Especially in preference. Girl, shit. I can't do that. All right. Most High, Mother and Father God. There was a shooting at Rihanna's Beverly Hills mansion. Please allow me to see who did that. Was it just some crazy person? Was there a message being sent? What's the energy surrounding that shooting that took place at Rihanna's Beverly Hills mansion? The woman who did it, why did she do it? Does she have mental issues? Is she just like an obsessed fan, like the ones I have in here, who, if they knew where I stayed, they'd be doing the same. I guarantee it. That's why we keep that thing on deck around here. Because ain't nobody got time for y'all. All right, Spirit, what's the situation with that shooting at Rihanna's house beyond just what they reported? Why did this take place? Is Rihanna scared? Does she take this as a message? Is the person just a crazy fan? I should see the moon card if it was. If I see the moon card, then I'll say the person is crazy as fuck. And it's not nobody, although it could also mean sabotage. Let's see. In my opinion, this was a message. This was a message. Rihanna stepped down in LA, and in my opinion, some of her old friends. Rihanna has enemies. Whoever these enemies are, though, they used to be her friends or buddies. So in my opinion, it was a message. If it was this ain't the random person card. Look, these is good Judies. But in reverse, so this is the beginning to betrayal. This, in my opinion, Three of Cups in reverse is the precursor, if you don't nip it in the bud, to the Three of Swords. This is where it begins. Because the problem with this is that at least one person in here does not know that the other parties don't really like them like that. At least one party in here thinks, even if they're in the middle of a disagreement, they still think that due to their bond or friendship, there are certain lines that won't be crossed when the others are gossiping and getting ready to cross those lines. So it's the precursor to the Three of Swords, because you don't know that you're an outcast to your friend group and they haven't outwardly made it so public yet. Ain't nobody really revealed their hands yet. This could even be the first signs you and your friends are together. They go off to the side somewhere and, leave you out of the group or something, and then try to gaslight you when you say something about how they're acting. This is that stage. That's why I said it's a message, in my opinion. Another three. Three of Wands. Rihanna, you are safe in Barbados, but the minute you cross the waters to touch down to do business here, it looks like you're here for business. Problem, though. You safe in Barbados. You're not safe here. And the other problem is that the celebrity world seems like a different beast. Because Rock Nation, in my opinion, is fighting for their survival over there, they've made everybody else in the industry get into formation. So who they move against, everybody in the industry also has to move just like that if they don't want to end up on their bad side. It feels very hive mind, follow the leader, very sheep mentality in Hollywood. These are sheep. Your faves are sheep. Sheep. Half of y'all got more balls than your faves. I'm telling you. Monkey see, monkey do. A hive mind. Rihanna, as long as you're in Barbados, but you come over here to do business and then you have this issue. I don't think you can trust any of these celebrity people. None of them people, them. Because while you've been away, The industry has been in a weird place with the line leader, Rock Nation, Live Nation, and that whole conglomerate in survival mode. Everybody seems like they're walking on eggshells. Nobody wants to get on their bad side because while they're in survival mode, they're like a mama bear lion, a mama lion, or a mama bear who's lost a cub. So they're extra spicy. Rihanna, you don't understand at this point that everybody in the industry is, in my opinion, like a secret agent for them. Meaning, at any given moment, if somebody speaks out or becomes an op of these people, then you will have to deal with A-list Hollywood. Everybody who's A-list, everybody who gets Grammys, the usual. You'll have to deal with them because the hive mind of them all will attack you. And then the problem with that is you won't know who is sending shots for you. You know who might be behind it. But if all of them are willing to take a jab on behalf of them, it's like a gang. Hollywood is a gang right now, it seems. This is crazy. Queen of Pentacles behind you. Is this B? Listen, we go over this all the time. Did y'all not hear anti? I tell you guys that what anti was a message to them. I broke that down for you guys. This is Beyonce in the past position. Who was Rihanna first compared to before her good girl going bad image? And then why did they take her that route? The message from anti was a farewell, a fuck you farewell to the industry and everything she had to go through to become the anti to Beyonce. Yes, that was her career, being the anti Beyonce. That's how Rihanna thrived because nobody could thrive in the industry back then, in Beyonce's industry. She set the tone, and then all you could do was hope to ride her wave and eat a little bit. But Rihanna could only work being the anti to Beyonce back then, and I think that's what they saw. The problem, though, in my opinion, is why Jay-Z saw her in that way. Follow me. It's one thing to sign other talented female artists. It's another thing, though, in an industry where all the power was behind Beyonce. A lot of people got their careers squashed so that Beyonce could thrive. That's what they say. And Jay-Z supported that. But for Beyonce's husband, somebody who utilized his power to squash anybody that competed with her, gave her competition. That's where the problem came in. Because as a woman, as this man's woman, it's one thing if you're just doing business, but we have a certain way of operating. None of these hoes are supposed to be competing with me. But he brought her competition in-house. He made her competition. Some can say that was a genius business strategy because it made them even more both the famous, having the contrast of them. As Beyonce, though, I would see how she might feel away. As Rihanna, I can see why she would probably be like, seethe. Do I think lines were crossed? I do. Do I think Rihanna might have felt it necessary to do, as sacrifices are a part of the game? I do. Do I think Jay-Z created the beef, the alleged beef between Beyonce and Rihanna? I do. Do I think he dipped in both of those pots? I do. Do I think Rihanna got sick of the beef that nobody likes to talk about and the sabotage and all that other stuff, people behind the scenes changing, choosing sides? Certain producers, don't want to give one person another song because the other artist might be mad. And then anti came when somebody was done. And I think anti was saying, I have been successfully your anti, your mistress, but I'm done. Do I think Big Daddy Hove is a bitter Betty and spiteful? I do, which is why I gave that message to Beyonce the other day when I said, if you think that Jay-Z gonna let you have a clean break from this relationship, I don't see it. I don't see him liking you being able to get out of this scot-free while he goes down. Some men take on that role. I'll take the blame so that you, the woman, no, 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 no. That's a man who hit bitches. We saw him. I saw a video of that video. He slapped the bitch backstage. So, no. So, yeah. That, I walked through that because people want to, what was y'all asking me? Why? The question was why? What did she do to them? She said enough. She said, I'm done. She said, I'm done. They said Beyonce was the one who leaked anti. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo woman in the past. I think her issue with Beyonce, the history that they had. Am I the lady who got banned from Popeyes? I don't eat there. And I noticed your name, Dragon Ass 10. Is that you're a troll? But you definitely wouldn't see me at a Popeyes. You wouldn't see me nowhere. You don't frequent them places I be, except YouTube. So no. And when my name is mentioned, Popeyes ain't in the same sentence. I like to eat food that's healthy, so I typically eat fresh chicken that I get from a farmer, and I cook. So you hoes ain't see me at Popeyes. Unless I was getting some red beans and rice, because I like that. Future for Rihanna. It's a case closed. But the problem is, this feels like a case closed. Meaning, in my opinion, now this is the woman who did it. The person went to jail. They were arrested. It was a woman. This is a woman here. She'll have to go to court. This is her sitting in front of the judge. A decision will be made. So this is just the lady going to court on behalf of what happened to Rihanna. Not a judgment yet. She'll have to go to, I guess, her first appearance or something in the near future. And maybe that might be when Rihanna hears more details. It could be that Rihanna doesn't know a lot of details or solid information at this point yet. She could have theories, but King of Pentacles, in my opinion, Beyonce's husband, in my opinion, crowning her, King of Pentacles, past, Queen of Pentacles, a couple, the King and the Queen. And I remind y'all, Jay-Z usually these days come out as Beyonce's husband in readings. I've been saying that for a while. So, in my opinion, and because he shows up not as the King of Wands, which would be her label manager, he comes up as Beyonce's husband in this reading, which tells me, in my opinion, this was a message from King and Queen B, or just the King of Queen B, on behalf of the Queen. And it also tells me that the three of these people have a history, a messy one. But this has been a throuple for some time. That's how I described it. Rihanna would be the one person who isn't aware of the schemes and the betrayals and the devices of the other two people. That's not nice, you guys. This is a salty man, in my opinion. Like they said recently, Jay-Z's too sensitive to be on the internet. I believe that wholeheartedly. He's a fire sign. All fire signs are sensitive. All of them ting them. More sensitive than the water signs, a fire sign. Just quote me on that and then start observing. Don't take my advice. Just observe. Why am I a flat earth denier? In my opinion, this is a bitter Betty of a man. And because he shows up this way in Rihanna's reading, in my opinion, she knows this beast very well. Thank you, sissy, because the way I was about to disrespect that lady on here talking about her disability, the way I was going to tell her to wheel the fuck on out of my chat, I'm so glad that you disabled her from chatting, because that's a new way they troll. How am I going to help you create a YouTube for disabled people when I'm able? What the fuck I'm going to tell you? I don't know. Why don't you ask another disabled? Why would you ask an able person how to do something for a disabled person? I don't know. I only know how to do the abled stuff. What advice am I going to give you if you disabled? I don't know sign language. I don't know none of that. So how am I going to give you some advice? That wasn't a genuine question. That just be trolls. That's why I just laugh at it and troll back, because they just be in here saying all kinds of things just to troll me. And if they gonna say anything, I'm gonna say anything too. We just gonna anything it on out. There should be a picture when right next to I'm on whatever type of time you on. It should be my picture next to it, because yep. All right, current actions. Queen of Swords. She's ready to pursue the swift arm of the law. So if you think she's going to let this off easy, she might be at the court date. Y'all be careful. Lady, you better not let Rihanna get a lock of your hair, because you're going to be done for. You're going to have worse issues than the judge if Rihanna show up at your court date. Girl, just wear a bonnet. If you see Rihanna in the courtroom with you, wear a bonnet, because she trying to, when they walk you out, she trying to pinch a piece off your head. And I'm telling you, if she get it, you done for. You ain't got that power, the power behind you to defend you and protect you against Rihanna Wu, like some of the industry people that she might have done it on. They got resources. But girl, when you go to court, I'm telling you, if Rihanna is there, ask for a bonnet and gloves. Because if she get a piece of your nail, just wear a mask, a bonnet, and gloves. Because she get any of your nail, she get any of your saliva, she get any of your hair, she is gonna get your ass. She is gonna get you. Photos ain't good enough sometimes. Some shit you need the person's physical effect, a personal effects. Some shit when you listen, so photos is cute, you know. That's when you ain't trying to take somebody out. But if you want to take somebody out, I'm gonna make sure I ain't gonna use no picture. I want your hair. I want your DNA in that bitch, so I know it ain't gonna miss. So yeah, she is going to fully cooperate with the laws. Cause if she crash out, you gonna have to call the laws for her, like young boy say. She's gonna make sure that the laws give you exactly whatever issue you want it. I'm telling you, man. Look at this. That one hand got the sword, the other saying, "Give me a lock of her hair." And that's the one with the prayer bracelet bead on it. I'm telling y'all, she might ask somebody for the from the jail too. I'm sure she has connections. They fingerprinted you. They took your. I'm sure. Did they swab your mouth or something when you went down there? Is that part of booking? She gonna ask them for that swab, and they'll give it to her. Girl, you ain't safe. This worse than the Queen of Wands to me, because you got the courts to deal with, but you also got her holy hand, her left hand. That's the left hand with the prayer bead on it. You done for. Rihanna, look. Rihanna, she finna ask the people down to the jail for a piece of that lady mouth swab. Mm-hmm. Yep, the hand is open. Hand in here. She ain't saying give it. She waiting for them to put it in there. Left hand, that's the power hand. Left hand path. She finna fuck that bitch up. Look, there's the queen. This is the lady. This is the lady. Queen of Wands in reverse now. She ain't crazy. This lady, the lady who did it ain't crazy. She ain't some obsessed fan. She had a trick. She was pulling a cat out of a bag. So, in my opinion, this wasn't random. In my opinion, it was known that Rihanna would be here on business. Three of Wands, King of Wands. This is me saying that Rihanna had to be here for business. Somebody knew that she'd be taking up residence here for a while. And in my opinion, wanted to send a message. Queen of Cups, hopes and fears, message received. Remember the other cup, the King in reverse? So whatever he's pouring out of his cup, she received it. She got it loud and clear. Jay-Z, imagine if Rihanna gets one of your dreadlocks. Then you're going to have Solange at her altar with your dreadlock, and then Rihanna at hers with your other dreadlock. You might as well just send me one in the mail. Just send me one and let me join my coven sisters. Jay-Z, not your dreadlocks on the altar. Just laying there like a big old penis, because he got them thick now. Big, thick. Log locks. Log locks. Look like logs. Log locks. Rihanna is a woo lady. Last time I read Jay-Z, I said Solange was taking him down with her woo, but I forgot Rihanna a water sign too. So between this coven over here working on him, including Tina, not all together, but he got a few witches working on him. He got all the witches of rock working against him. That's why he going down. The witches of rock. That's their coven name. Well, according to Beyonce, they called the Blackbirds. In my opinion, that's what they be calling themselves, the Blackbirds. But that's what I heard. Mama Tina Gumbo, they saying she put woo. It's woo in everything. Don't y'all pray over y'all food? That's called woo. Everything is woo. When y'all ask me to read something, you send in your petition. You're compelling me to do the thing that you want me to do. That is woo. But I know what you mean. Y'all mean she putting that Bel Khalice almonds are on it. And I wouldn't eat nothing from Miss Tina, to be honest. I know she from Texas. I know she legacy in the South, but I just, no shade to the light skinned delegation, but I just, when I think of gumbo, I don't think of Tina Knowles. She been rich all her life. She been living a soft life all her life. Beyonce grew up living a soft life. Tina is accustomed to the soft life. She ain't learned how to cook in the house, in Massa house. They don't season food. Tina was a house. She come from a line of house slaves. They didn't cook that good in there because Massa didn't like all that nigga seasoning. So they had to learn how to, no, she's accustomed to the AC and the finer things in life. She got to brush Mrs. hair at the end of the night while we was outside having a, no, I would never, Tina and food, I don't look at her and think, Beyonce says she don't know how to cook, and I don't think Solange can either. So I don't think nobody in that house over there is a good cook. I think them people know how to make money real good. Mm-hmm. But that's a rumor I heard a long time ago, though, on Lipstick Alley, that Angie, Beyonce, Solange, they all little clique used to go by the Blackbirds, and they said they used to pick at Kim Kardashian and call her Gladys, as in glad trash bags. So they would call her Gladys for Glads or Glades trash bags, whichever one Glads. They said they would call her Gladys. And Beyonce and her clique was called the Blackbirds. That's what I heard on Lipstick Alley years and years and years ago. Beyonce got a song called Blackbirds and stuff. So, hey, they might do. But based on what I know about Blackbirds, it makes sense to me why a bunch of witches would. Outcome. Rihanna, you're next. You're next for the takedown. They're done with you. It's a Rihanna hate train going on. It is. That's why y'all was talking about her body. And I say y'all because they put it out there. Those conversations don't just come from some random Twitter like they be trying to pretend. No, they will put conversations out there and then have all of their outlets that don't talk about them talk about their ops. So no, they be planting ideas that look like they just random or came up by a fan, but they'll spread. You know, the Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk, they do something. And I actually called them out on that because I was hoping they'd answer and tell the truth. But first of all, I commented on the fact that it's like they all got a blast or certain posts that have to go out because both platforms will post the same thing. But say, for instance, every now and then, the Shade Room will post like some sort of tweet that they saw, and then they'll say, "Roomies, what you think?" And it's to get a conversation going. So it'll act like it's a random tweet that they just found and want to pick up a conversation around it. But the Neighborhood Talk will do the same thing with the same tweet and say, let's chat. And I asked them why they do that. I said, why did y'all post the same random thing as the Shade Room, as if it's an agenda? But it's always the post where they want your feedback or your thoughts on something. And I hate when people get in there and then just engage, because I'm like, I don't know what y'all fishing for, but I don't like how y'all I don't. Nevertheless, a hate train. The way they was just talking about Rihanna's weight, the way the paparazzi caught her on a regular off day just shopping out and about. She was in LA too with Den. So since she's been in LA, she's been caught by the paparazzi in a random grocery store just looking casual, and then it became a thing. And it didn't become a thing because of nothing. It became a thing because it was green lighted to be talked about all over the place like that. A Rihanna hate train. And the way that they do it, and I know you guys aren't going to be with this, because then it would mean that you guys are susceptible to things that you believe that you're too woke for. But Cancer, emotions, they bypass your brain and play on your emotions so you don't catch it. When you're being manipulated, you feel, notice the words, you don't catch it mentally with your thoughts, with your logic, but you will feel something about the person. For instance, the Epstein files. Or, I don't think that's a good example. What's a good example of how they cause people to have opinions about a matter, but they steer your opinion? Trump. Yes, Trump. Trump is a good one. Trump is a good one. Trump is a good one. Because with the constant, non-stop, this is where program and media programming comes in at constant. If you get your news from on TV, then on the TV, every news outlet is going to be bashing Trump. If you engage or get your news from social media, then on social media, they're going to be bashing Trump. In the comments, it's going to be bashing Trump. Now, what you don't see is not all of those comments are humans, or not all of those comments are organic. But until it becomes a thing, until it becomes a group think narrative or an opinion, then you won't stop being blasted with the idea, because eventually you accept it. Eventually it seeps in past your conscious mind and then settles into your subconscious, where it moves you without your awareness and your consent. It's called brainwashing. And the media and marketing it's lucrative because of that skill, making you buy into things, making you like a show that you didn't like. How many times do you guys say, I didn't like a song until I listened to it a few more times and now I like it? It's not that you like it, Genuinely. It's not that you genuinely like it. Your first reaction to it is the genuine one. However, you are brainwashing, you're programming yourself to like it because you want to. That's why you keep giving it a chance after you first hear the song and determine you didn't like it. You'll listen to it again, especially if it went number one. This is how they do it. Could be a shit song, but the machine will take it number one. Now you're going to listen to see why it's number one. Simultaneously, because you still might like it, and then you might be saying, I don't see how it went number one, it's trash. But you're going to go on the blogs, and all the blogs are going to be hyping it up. You're going to go in the comments, and you're going to see it's catchy. Not the most lyrical, but it's a vibe. You'll see stuff like that. You'll hear it on Spotify. If you listen to the radio, you'll hear it on the radio. Eventually, it's everywhere. You can't get away from it. And even though you don't like it, you find yourself not being able to get the fucking chorus out of your head. Eventually, you're singing it. I hate this song, but they play it all the time. Shit. And now you've gone from that first listen, I don't like it, to now, can't get the chorus out of my head, and I still don't like it. See how that works? I think you mean to ask me how old I am instead of who old are you? If you guys take more time to troll instead of just trying to instantly go in there, then you wouldn't annoy me with your grammatical incorrections. But that's a pet peeve of mine. How old are you is what you meant, not who old are you. I hate unintelligence. So I could respect and entertain a troll a little bit more if you didn't come straight out. Like, you fail the trolling when you misspell things. So I be trying to help the trolls because I want y'all to finally take a win around here. But like, y'all don't even take my advice on how to correctly troll me, which is crazy. It's diabolical. It's crazy. Crazy. So nevertheless, watch the subtle signs, because eventually you guys' opinion about Rihanna, and not you guys, because I'm putting you on so you don't have to be brainwashed when it happens, because it's happened before. It's happened before to all of us. I just know when they got me. I just be knowing and say fuck it. But yeah, that's why it's called programming. They make it seem so casual that you don't think about the idea or the meaning of words. Radio program, TV programming. Programming is the operative word. The radio or TV part is just the medium. Programming is the operative word. Programming, whether it's radio programming, whether it's TV program, the idea is to program you. How many times have we rushed home after work or school to catch our favorite show? Back in the day when we still caught shows. We knew when our favorite show would be on, dinner would be served, everybody would be bathed so that we could be in front of the TV at 8 o'clock. Like clockwork. So watch the subtle rollout of the Rihanna hate train. It's already been going on, but it's been very cutesy, very demure. This, though, looks like it's been kicked up a notch. Rihanna, you got ops, some that you still supposed to have associations with. In my opinion, girl, call me. You need a sniper. All the woo people got certain skills. Mine is I'm a sniper like my daddy. He just did it the physical way. I do it beyond the veil. Rihanna, look at this division. Look at all that division. Division, cards in reverse. Look, a head here and two entities here. Head here, two entities here. Three, there's two there. One, there's three here, three there, three there, three of wands. Looks like BJ and Ree. In my opinion, that's the problem. BJ Ree. Rihanna, girl, get your man. Get yourself too, girl. In my opinion, they taking Rihanna through there. Your best bet is to leave with your chillin', and she probably will. She probably will. She probably gonna head right on back. And Rihanna, I hope this is permanence for you. I don't want you over here. I don't want you in LA. But this is more than just leaving again. This is like leaving the industry behind. And she's already done it. Her main home is Barbados. You don't go live on a Caribbean island if you're still doing the A-list mainstream media thing. Having 4 babies back to back, 3, 4 babies back to back, not caring about releasing music. In her spirit, she has already left. She's already left. But that means, Rihanna, this might mean for you, this is Spirit's way of saying, you just have to go completely. You can't even do business in that industry anymore. I know she tried to pivot into beauty, so she didn't have to. But even the beauty industry is in LA, so make your money, stack your chips, because there's going to be a day when Rihanna completely lets it all go and just lives her life. And in my opinion, after reading her so much, it's been a long time coming. Some people are good at navigating the industry despite hating it. In my opinion, that's Rihanna. In my opinion, she won. She won the industry because she did have to do all the crazy industry things, but she survived in her right mind, and she's chucking the deuces and literally standing on that business. I'm going to keep loving the man that I want. Even if y'all don't agree with them, I'm going to keep having babies because I deserve that. I gave y'all myself for so long. I deserve to have the life that I dreamed of when I was a little girl, and that's to be a mother, be married. Before fame came into her mind's eye, everybody deserves that. I don't think anybody should be entitled to Rihanna anymore because she's a human, and she's got people that feel entitled to her, and that's where the hate train will come, because they can poison the minds of her fans simply because her fans are angry because she's not feeding them. So they're already teetering on the edge of betraying her, the people who loved her, because all they want is for her to continue doing the Rihanna thing. Those will be the people who'll drive that train because they're fickle. They'll love to talk bad about her now that she's not doing music. And people are weird like that these days. The internet, the proximity, the access to people, it's made people mentally unhealthy to think that you can disrespect people and, you know, to think that energy isn't real. It just shows that you guys grew up in a virtual reality because you don't even think that the energy can be returned to it. And when it does return to you, you barely notice because you don't understand what the real world looks like. All you know how to do is cope on social media. So you guys don't even really know when you're getting hit with karma or something, because a lot of you haven't really been engaging in the world. If you grew up in social media, you've engaged in a virtual reality. So you guys have bad days, get depressed, and then go create content. That's your outlet. Like, I saw my cousin's daughter have a whole meltdown, pull up the light, the setting, the stand, and literally create content doing a dance. Full on meltdown. No traces of it on her face. And I just thought, that is not healthy. It's not. It's not. Not saying that you have to wallow in it, but it's like, so that you don't deal with what you feel, you just hop up and go to a superficial place where nothing has to really be real. And that's not healthy. But the Rihanna hate train, you guys watch it, because these hate trains, they don't just choo-choo. You don't hear it coming, but it's a subtle one. And they use certain media tactics and public opinion tactics, so you'll see it that way. This, though, in my opinion, the woman shooting at her house, this was a message. And Rihanna, it's from, you already know what situation you in. Maybe you didn't know that they was finna kick it up a notch. And I don't think anybody meant to take you out. Because like I said, you wouldn't be here. If that were the case, they wouldn't have shot at your closed gate. But that was a message. And I believe she received it. It's 10:12. 10:02. I didn't know until this morning that we lost. They claim lost an hour. I don't know how that works, but it's late and I'm still recovering from last night. So I'm out of here. I was going to do a members live, but members, y'all will see me tomorrow. The group blockbuster / road opening ceremony is tomorrow, but I will still come and do a live tomorrow because it's not as many people. So I don't have to utilize so much energy. So I'll do that and I'll still come on live tomorrow. All right. So love you guys. Good night. Except for the troll. I don't love you hoes. It's fuck you hoes until you can't be fucked no more.